Sylara wakes up and walks out in a half-see-through outfit clad in colors and embroideries that seem to move and wave naturally with her every step and joins the crew in the mess hall, as they are all eating scraps of whatever is left again, cause they didn't restock food at the spaceport obviously because of unforeseen circumstances. Vortex was still asleep like usual, but the rest of the crew was hanging out in the mess hall. GL1TCH was doing his attempt at making these things called pancakes that Mira told him about. He was making more of a mess than anything, flipping his version of a pancake 3 feet into the air. Gralkrin was absorbed in papers, trying to figure out where to go and what to do next, and Mira, sitting with her feet up on the table, was fidgeting with a small piece of weapons upgrade tech she found in the heap of junk Gralkrin got at the space hub. Sylara sits down across from Mira.
Good morning, Sylara. Would you like to try some of my pancakes? Mira told me about them and I had to try making some.
She accepts his offer and tries them.
Oh yeah, they are very good.
She winces as she chews the food. Gralkrin, grumbling over his papers, speaks up.
What are we going to do, guys? We need to make some money and fast. Also, what's your plan, Sylara?
Well, if you can, we can go to my home planet, where my family lives.
Where is your home planet?
It's actually not far, maybe 30 light years from here, near the Berenices Nebula. With FTL we could make it in just over 10 orbits.
My FTL is at 22.7% efficiency, Sylara. It would take us 46.992 orbits to go 30 light years.
Vortex walks out still half asleep.
I think I seen some parts Gralkrin got that I could use to fix your FTL up a bit.
Yeah, if your lazy ass ever decides to do it.
Okay, well, I will do it after breakfast.
Mira, without even looking up.
Yeah, try some of Glitch's pancakes, they are good.
Mira was now smirking, knowing that they were disgusting.
Don't mind if I do.
Vortex walks over to the kitchen and grabs some of the pancakes on a plate and sits down beside Sylara. Vortex takes a bite and moves his head, nodding in enjoyment as he inhales whatever it was Glitch made. He looks over at Solara's plate.
Are you going to finish those?
No, go ahead.
You actually like those disgusting things.
Glitch, you can cook breakfast anytime for me. These are amazing, buddy.
Vortex, being used to eating things like seaweed and kelp-style foods with no flavor or spices, had a pretty bland palate.
So what's the plan, guys?
Sylara says we can head to her home planet, but as Synthera said, we need to fix the FTL.
Okay, I got us covered.
So as the crew finished up their breakfasts, Vortex, having ate almost all the pancake whatevers that Glitch made, he pats his belly and gets up, turns and winks at Sylara and walks over to Gralkrin.
Hey buddy, pal, friend, where did those parts go anyways?
Still in the cargo hold where you last seen them.
Looked like a pile of junk when I was looking through it, but you never know. I found this micro-pulse regulator for my gun.
Vortex, putting his hands up, wiggling his long fingers.
Watch the magic happen.
Vortex makes his way to the cargo hold and finds the crate of parts, lights up a big blunt of space weed, sits down and starts sifting through the items. He pulls out a few parts, muttering to himself, before finding what he was looking for. Vortex, speaking out loud to himself.
Yes, I knew I seen this in here, and the fusion couplers are still intact too.
But after pulling the part out, it revealed the piece of tech hidden at the bottom still blinking, and it caught Vortex's eye. He looks at the tech with a strange look on his face and reaches in to pull it out.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Gralkrin, we have a problem.
Gralkrin, used to Vortex's extra enthusiasm over small issues, keeps finishing his work for a few seconds before answering.
Yeah, Vortex, what is?
Gralkrin cut off from Vortex, shooting around the corner in full sprint.
Gralkrin, this is not good. This is a piece of Bractilion homing tech.
The Bractilions were a curious species, slow in movement and lacking in physical grace. Their appearance was defined by their ungainly forms, their bulging frames, and their hideous countenances. Obviously, it was not their physical attributes that marked them as a remarkable race, but rather their insatiable appetite for acquisition and their utter disregard for consequence. In the annals of their history, the Bractilions had an encounter with a race far superior in intellect and technology. These beings, whose name was the Rixa, descended upon the planet of the Bractilions with gifts of enlightenment and innovation. They sought to uplift the Bractilions from the depths of their ignorance, to bestow upon them the wonders of advanced civilization. But alas, the Bractilions, driven by greed and envy, saw not the generosity of their benefactors, but rather the tantalizing allure of their advanced technology. In an act of brazen audacity, they turned against their mentors, overpowering them with sheer numbers and brute force. They seized control of the advanced ships that had graced their skies, plundering the treasures of knowledge and innovation that lay within. The Bractilions embarked upon a path of darkness and folly. They became scavengers of the cosmos, marauders of the stars, pilfering the technology of others to satisfy their insatiable desires. None of the wonders they wielded were of their own creation. All were stolen, scavenged, or reverse-engineered from civilizations far more advanced than their own. Their understanding of the technology they possessed was rudimentary at best, a haphazard amalgamation of stolen knowledge and half-baked understanding. They stumbled through the cosmos, relying more on luck than skill, more on brute force than finesse. But amidst their folly, there existed one trait that set the Bractilions apart, a trait that would become both their greatest strength and their most damning flaw. They were masters of AI control technology, able to manipulate artificial intelligence to serve their whims and enforce their laws. It was a power they wielded with ruthless efficiency, bending machines to their will with a cold, mechanical precision. They cared not for the consequences of their actions, caring only for the acquisition of new technology and the expansion of their dominion. They moved through the cosmos like a plague, expecting all they encountered to obey their laws and to abide by their regulations. Sylara speaks up on behalf of the crew.
The Bractilions were the beings who had control of me before. You idiots stole me from them. Don't get me wrong, I'm thankful, but this could be bad.
Gralcrin, where did you get these parts?
I don't know, a few different merchants.
Sounds like one of them bugged you. Merchants are the worst for that. They will plant trackers on stuff they sell and sell the tracking receiver to scavengers and raiders, or the right-paying customer.
Vortex, now on the desk with a screwdriver, frantically pulling the tech apart with pieces falling onto the floor as he gets them off. He pulls out another tool and cuts a couple wires.
All right, I think I have it off now. That was close.
Right at that moment, a ship comes out of an FTL window right in front of them.
Looks like it was too close, my friend.
Well shit, what do we do now, Gralcrin? It's got to be them. I hate Bractilions.
We are receiving a request for an open video channel.
Okay, hold on, give me a minute.
They are charging weapons and ours are non-existent at the moment.
Shit, okay, open the channel. Hello, I am Captain Grok.
We have your ship marked for retrieval and its crew to be detained for questioning. Upon Order 652-004, all crew must go to the cargo bay and prepare to be boarded.
Thanks once again for watching. It's your support that keeps me going. Stay tuned for Part 2 and find out what happens to the Misfits once the Bractilions board their ship. Please like and subscribe.